This is my Evilswarm deck that I've been running last format, and this is my build for the start of this format. I'm not sure I like the deck this format with all the fire running around, but with the re-emergence of dragons in the form of hieratic dragons, this deck could become viable depending on how the format progresses. Anyway, let's get into the deck list. 1 rabbit, power card, gotta run it. 1 dark arm dragon, same reasons. 3 of this guy, 3 Kerrikion, or Kirkion, however you want to pronounce it. Fantastic card, great late game, you can search him out. 3 copies of Caster. Your additional normal summon in the deck. This card, if you remember my last video on Evilswarms, I wasn't sure on this guy, but he really comes into his own when there's back row flying around, and you can waste an entire back row on this guy. And if you play the card right, it should be very hard to kill. Triple Mandragora. Again, I see people playing 2 copies of this card, saying that it's not great to draw. At the end of the day, it's like a Cyber Dragon. It's another chance to get to your Exceeds easier. And we've got triple Heliotrope. The vanilla in the deck, target for Rescue Rabbit. Big beefy guy. Why not? That rounds out the monsters. Power card, 1 copy of Dark Hole. No Heavy Storm Reborn, but this guy still shines. 1 copy Book of Moon. Triple Space Typhoon. A lot of people play 2 of this card. In my opinion, it's one of the cards of the format. Hitting tanky, spheres, tower, etc. Reinforcement, Search Caster. Allure Darkness, so you got plenty of targets. Speed your deck up. I was playing upstarts in here for a reason, but I bumped up the traps, so I definitely liked upstart last format though, because it was so key to get to your Evilswarm guys quick to set up against dragons. But the deck plays differently this format. 2 Pandemic, 3 Clogs. Player preference though, I suppose. 1 Dress. I'll talk about Dress again when I get to some of the trap card choices. Solemn Warning. It's a staple really. A couple of bit more mass destruction here in the form of Double Mirror Force. And TT, wish this was at 2. Bottomless Trap Hole, I'm allowed 1, I'll play 1. Compulse, I'm allowed 1, I'll play 1. Here's the card I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about this and Virus. Now, going back to Forbidden Dress, last format I was playing double Safe Zone and 1 Forbidden Dress. This format there's a lot more back row, so I think maining the Virus card is a smart choice this format. The XYZ Reborn complements this because obviously it gives you a bit of setup. If you're going to be killing off your boss monster, you can bring him back, get another search, whatever. He's another guy on the field, and it can create some quite devastating plays in obvious matchups like Prophecy. So yeah, I like that, but it might change. I can't deny Safe Zone is absolutely, it's awesome, especially against fire, key beetle lock, so it might go back in. Have to keep testing. 2 Fiendish, fantastic this format. Double D Prison, great card. More removal, I guess, and the trap card. This card is one of the key cards in the deck. I neglected this card when I first built the deck. I thought it was a bit gimmicky, a bit like a card trader, but just swapping out the guys you don't want in your hand getting Karakions, it just improves the consistency of the deck, gets you to your plays faster, allows you to put more pressure on your opponent when you've already got a setup. You need to get this card early, in my opinion. Moving on to the extra deck. Boss monster everyone hates. 3 copies of Ophion. Ophion was absolutely insane last format. It killed dragons, and people still hate it, and it still grabs you a pandemic, which is outrageous. Most people hate that. 2 copies of Bahamut. The theme Big Eye. You can steal a few games with this guy, and he can still attack, remember that. I like playing 2. You play plenty of Evilswarm guys, you've got enough food for him. 1 copy of Ouroboros. It's just another option, really. It's a nice card to have when you play degenerate decks, like Exodia, nick some pieces out of the hand. It's just another great option to have in the extra deck. Nightmare. Great against rank 4 decks, actually. Constellas, the Mirror especially, and can be good against Fire Fist as well. It's a useful card, it's often overlooked. Direwolf. This card is necessary for when people go Decree or things like that. It's just a fantastic option to have. 1 Black Ship of Corn. Just more removal. Rank 3s are becoming a bit more popular again. Easy way to deal with Zen mains, cards like that. He Beetle. Fantastic in Evilswarms, combos well with continuous traps. Everyone knows about the infamous safe zone combo, so I might put that back in the deck, who knows. I'll have to test more, but there's another card I want to talk about that combos well with. Dweller, for those mermail matchups, it's fantastic against dragons as well, late game. Cowboy, steals you games. Maestroke, because you need an answer to some things that are pretty beefy but haven't got a leg to stand on. And the final 2, largely because of a side deck card that I play, Lagia and Dolka. You're probably going to guess what side deck card this is, but these 2 are obviously massive boss monsters. However, those 2 spots might change because the new set is just being released, and there's 2 cards in it that I'd love to put in this deck: Excite on Night and Silent Honor's Arc. 2 great rank 4 power cards. So yeah, those spots will probably be taken by those. Side deck that I've been playing: 1 Thunder King Ryo, double Veiler. Those are mainly for Fire Fist, Prophecy. These 2 got mermails, dragons, spam decks basically. Double Maxi, very important. 1-0 Lantern. I talked to Eaton Goho about this because in my opinion he's one of the best Evilswarm players in the world, and we talked about how good this is, especially in the mirror. The fact that you can search this card, it's an instant out to Ophion, so it's worth playing. It's got to be there somewhere. For me, it's in the side. 1 copy of Fissure, 1 copy of... where is it? Oh, there it is. Macro. Graveyard Abuse decks die to these cards. Great against mermails, great against Prophecy and Fire. Just great cards to have in the side. Deck Dev kills so many decks. Prophecy, Black Wings. Yeah, this card's destructive, and because we play XYZ Reborn, becomes a little better. 2 copies of Mind Crush. So much searching going on this format. Hitting those tankies, hitting Prophecy. Yeah, hitting Megalos. 2 copies of DNA. Mainly for Boojins, but you can also play against Fire. It works against a variety of matchups. It's also the justification for... It's also the only reason we can play Lagia and Dolka. And 2 copies of Light Mirror. For Boojins mainly, but it also helps against one of our hardest matchups, which is Constellar. The last card I want to talk about is a card that I have been testing in the main and in the side. I'm not sure about this card yet, but there's no denying it's really, really powerful. The card's Mistake. I want to find place for this in my deck. I'm not sure how many I want to play. I'm thinking 2 in the main. But this card, Murder's Prophecy, Spellbooks, whatever you want to call it. In testing, it can be good against Fire, hitting cards like Tanky. But a lot of the Fire Fist guys actually set directly from the deck, and they don't add to the hand. So I'm not sure about this one. It still requires more testing, but there's no doubt it's one of the most powerful cards in the game. So yeah, I'll have to try and see if I can find a spot for that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really love this deck. You might know I love control decks, cards that run a lot of back row, cards where you put pressure on your opponent from turn 1. You get a setup that makes it really difficult for them to play. That's why I love Rabbit so much. Anyway, if you like this video, do click to show that and subscribe, and I'll try and get some more videos up. Alright, thanks, bye.